Welcome back to our Tumble Tech segment. Today we're going to be going over bounding, a little bit of blocking, but not really, mostly bounding. This is part 2 of our blocking and bounding video, and we've got Broden, and we're going to teach him a full whip full. Yeah, or a whip double, we'll see. Now, I had a lovely board written up with lots of valuable information, which is now...
You can kind of read it, sort of.
Yeah, this says strong.
Momentum.
Strong momentum versus angles. Cool. So this was our bounding section, which is...
What we're going to do today, yeah?
Yeah, so... I guess the juniors took to it, but luckily I have this. Now, hopefully I edited that correctly, and this is all the same as before. Information, same as before. So we're going to go over bounding. So we're going to teach Broden how to full whip full. He's dabbled in it a little bit, but he bends and jumps, bends and jumps, bends and jumps, and then yeets it through his back. So we'll try and see if we can like tweak it. And if worst case scenario he doesn't get it, we can just teach him a whip double. Right, Cody? He looks so excited. So, Broden, can you quickly explain to the camera what you have to do with your toes and your body shape out of the round off?
Out of round off? Well, it depends on which skill I'm going for, Jackson.
Exactly. Got him.
Brilliant.
He's brilliant. He's
Absolutely
good.
brilliant.
I know, right? So if you're going to do a round off whip.
Round off whip, I want to get my toes right up under...
Cody, are you serious, mate? So Broden's going to do a round off whip, and we're going to watch him get his position. His chest will be up over the top of his toes. We don't necessarily want him scooping through here, because then his momentum is going to drive down into the floor, and then his hips will go up, and they're going to be a catastrophe. So what we're going to get him to do is we're going to round off. He's going to stand up tall out of his round off, toes under, and then he's going to extend and push. Whip, same thing, toes underneath him, not through. Underneath him, and then he's going to push and extend again, and then he's going to leave his toes behind him, like our blocking video the other day. Did you see that? It's a good video. If you haven't, go check it out. And then he's going to pop to the full, and then land, and it's going to be break. Great, brilliant, brilliant, great, break.
Great, brilliant.
Awesome.
Okay. Break.
Not bad. So Broden's going to do a whip full, and he's going to carry his momentum through the entire pass, and then take the full up nice and high.
I was like a baby! Okay.
I'm glad you didn't go on that one.
We're going to do that again.
I sent it, but guys, that's my demonstration on what happens when you don't hit those correct angles. Let me go back and show you how much prettier it does just by changing those angles.
Oh, that was a good demonstration.
These correct angles are so important.
Hey, that was a little better.
Thank you.
A little better. Well, if we keep doing a little better every time, then you might only need to do it another 50 times.
Exactly. Sweet, I love fitness.
You haven't tumbled for a while, so this is good for you.
I know.
Broden's going to stand up tall.
There it is.
See, getting better every time.
When you stand up tall, out of your round off, the momentum carries through those angles, and it's so much easier. If you get lazy through your round off, ladies and gentlemen, if you do not push through your fingertips, if you do not stand up tall, get your chest under, squeeze your bum, adjust that pelvic tilt so your bum's not out, so you actually pull your pelvis under. Then all that momentum carries through your tumbling really nicely. And then you can get that nice big pop for the full. So what we're going to do now is, we're going to see how his full whip is. We're going to assess it. We're going to see if it's worthy of working on. And if not, we'll just move straight on to whip dubs. Hey?
Oh, that makes sense.
What?
Does that make sense?
Okay.
bounding out of a twisting skill is actually very difficult. Believe it or not, doing a whip double is technically
Harder, but it's easier.
both harder and easier. So, when you're doing a full whip full, you're actually bounding out of a twisting skill. So you have to really be precise in your technique, in your twist, squaring it off, stopping, and getting the correct angle. So, like back to our twisting versus rotation, twisting affects your rotation. So you really have to like nail in on that subject and really understand it, understand your body, how your twisting affects your rotation, because the more twist, the faster your rotation. So if you're doing a full, it's going to naturally like speed up your rotation if you're doing the full later than earlier, and so you have to understand all that. So doing the full and then getting into that correct position to then get your toes under and bound out of it is quite difficult. So doing a whip double, it's a little bit easier because it just represents the handspring, but as long as you have a nice strong whip, you're coming out straight, you're setting up tall, setting for your double. That's why it's trickier to do a full whip full.
Cool, but we're going to give that a go.
Yeah, let's give it a red hot go, Broden.
Keen?
How's it been?
Come on, put a smile on that dial.
I'm so keen.
You've got this. I believe in you.
Thanks, Jackson.
It's okay. When you do your round off, make sure your tummy's in tight. Oh Jesus. Solid. Hips under. Give it a good. Good man. Oh, you're laying off that.
Guys!
Laying off that sugar is really helping.
Guess what? My belly's red now.
Just?
No, Cody. I see you.
Alright, arms
me see.
up. Why do you twist? Left or right? You see what you just did? Don't do that. Don't ever.
What? Get my arms up.
That's how you do your full. And then it goes like this, and then you dive. Yeah, no. Okay, so in and up. Good.
It's not a dance.
Tight. And then you left.
Yep.
A little bit wider set. You want to reach up as tall as you can, but tummy in. Making sure your toes are underneath you. Up on your toes. Good. Good man. Alright. Don't let your hips come forward because you'll yeet it. Your shoulders will go down. It'll rotate on the spot. And then when you go to whip, you're going to have to bend your legs again. And you know, like you do, don't ever bend your legs before a whip. Ladies and gentlemen,
Please.
please don't bend your legs before a whip. Hollow, push, reach. Not.
Whip full or full whip?
Full whip.
Full whip,
whip.
full whip, full.
No. Just.
Full whip,
I'm
full.
only learning, Cody. Calm down.
Whip, full whip.
Up, rack, hollow, push, reach. You got it, bro. I believe in you. This is going to be the nicest one yet. Considering it's the first one. Tall. You know what? That wasn't horrible. That was pretty good. You need to hollow out of your full a little bit more. That full was the longest one that you've done that I've ever seen.
Even though this was your first one.
All right, I'm going to be honest. I tried to teach Broden this like 45 minutes before we did this video, and it was a bit of a disaster.
We had to see if this was going to
Bit of
work.
a disaster. But we're still giving it a red hot go, and he's killing it. I'm actually really excited now. Good man. Do it like that. Make the full a little bit higher. Everything the same.
Sweet.
Okay, so Broden just had a big, not whinge. What would you classify that?
Winch?
Spiel.
About how he added extra steps, and that's why the momentum made it better, and this and that. Yeah, yes, it will make it easier, but it's not a very productive way to learn it, because then you have to have that momentum. That means that you're utilizing the momentum, and then you're just teaching yourself to maintain that momentum, which is good. You want to do that.
But you're replacing technique with momentum.
Exactly. I do all my stuff from power start or a one-step hurdle because it allows me to produce that momentum with the angles and with my structures through my body. So by running into something a little bit more aggressively to give yourself that momentum, give yourself that power, you're just sacrificing a bit of technique in the sense that you're not standing up as aggressively or you're not punching at the right angle to get that momentum. So what you should do as a tumbler or like as an athlete, you should try to learn to both maintain momentum. So yes, you do want to learn it from a run or like running into it like a two-step, but you also want to be able to produce that power. A lot of tumblers in this industry, in the cheerleading industry, tend to have really good running tumbling and not as strong standing tumbling, which is because they know how to maintain momentum, they don't know how to create it. Bit of food for thought there.
Mm.
I'm hungry now. Yep, same thing, bro. Stand up tall, squeeze your tummy in, squeeze your booty. Stand up tall. Nice. Good. Just gotta squeeze your shape a little bit at the end of that whip. Yeah? You're coming down and you're like piking and sticking your bum out. Adjust that pelvic tilt, get your hips under, squeeze your tummy tight, come through hollow. Try and see your toes and at least squeeze. So then we know that you can lift.
Yeah.
That was nice. That was really nice.
Thank you.
It was smooth, it like lifted and flowed, and then extended, and then nothing.
Wait, nothing? Isn't this a video for a full whip? No, wait, it's not. It's a
Full whip double.
full whip. What?
Can we just point out that Broden dragged his lovely girlfriend Jazz, and she's just chilling. Hey,
She's
Jazz.
just waiting patiently for Broden to hurry up and land this.
I know. Dedication to the tumble business.
Just a quick tip, not directly related to this skill, but to momentum and angles. If you lift up your chest and you squeeze your structure enough and you get your toes under you, you should be able to tumble like a broomstick. Angles versus momentum.
Did that broomstick just faceplant?
Kind of, but like it didn't lift its chest at the end.
Oh,
It
okay.
lifted its
It's
chest at
because
the
it
start.
didn't stick and stand at the end.
Stand tall, reach, nice. Or you just hit a full whip full with bent legs. That was nice. Kind of.
First one's the worst
I
one.
mean, you did it.
First one's the worst one, guys.
Yeah. I did say full whip rebound several times.
I
Just
put that in there.
I know. So I told Broden full whip rebound a few times, but he still decided to eat out a full whip full. I mean, it wasn't disgustingly. It wasn't horrible.
It was a full whip full.
It was a full whip full, but we're going to try and tweak it now and try and make it a little bit better so we're going to do that by going back to the full whip rebound before we had the full. So what he's going to do is he's going to do a really nice high, long, full, squeezing his tummy, squeezing his glutes, and then he's going to get his toes underneath him, reach his arms up nice and tall, reach for that whip, and then he's going to rebound. Rebound, no full, so it's a full whip rebound. And he's going to make sure that rebound goes nice and high. He doesn't want it traveling back too much. He wants it to be nice and high. So he's going to full, get his toes under, reach for the whip, get his toes behind him, block, stand up tall. Bounding and blocking skills, all in one. And you just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, I think I like it.
You guys see what I have to work with. Back to the full whip full.
Full whip full?
Full whip rebound,
Oh,
Broden.
sorry, Jackson.
Did someone say
Full whip full? Full whip rebound. Here we go.
Full whip rebound. Let's go, big boy. Stand up tall, toes under, reach, squeeze. Nice. You need to like have more momentum and more rotation going through the full. You're doing the full as if you're doing a round off full and you're going to land. You're not doing it as if. Alright, so you know when you do a round off hamstring tuck, and if you alright, do a round off hamstring for me right now. Do a round off hamstring.
Yeah.
The reason I'm getting him to do a round off hamstring is to demonstrate that like the way that you change the skill for the skill behind it. So I'll explain after he does the round off hamstring. So do a round off hamstring for me, and make sure that the hamstring's got a lot of bit of like you've got some momentum coming through.
A lot of bit of momentum.
Yeah, momentum from the round off for the hamstring. Very nice, perfect demonstration of what I wanted to show. So now go and do the exact same thing, but don't do the hamstring. I'm kidding. Don't do that, bro. You'll die. But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, do you guys at home yeah, at home. That makes sense.
Yes,
said that yet.
Jackson. Yes, Mr. Corkett.
Thanks. So you guys understand that too? So if he was to not do that handspring, the way that he stood up out of his round off and the angle that his toes hit, if he just magically, like if I snapped my fingers and stopped him from doing the handspring, he would die. Like, die. So having that momentum and that angle lifting up through for the skill is exactly what he's not doing in the full. He's doing a full, he's doing a round off, and he's doing a full as if he would land a full. Whereas he needs to do the full where he takes it up, carries that momentum through, and then it's still rotating on the back end of the skill. So then when his toes come through, he extends through for the whip, rather than coming around and, as you see in this clip, him bending his legs. Cool. So the thing about this skill, this is a very, very difficult skill, and not only that, it is an absolutely terrifying skill. This skill is petrifying. No matter the preparation, you can have all the drills, all the core strength, all the body control, and it's still scary. It's a fast skill. You're coming around, you're twisting, you're flipping, and you have to spot the ground. You have to get into a good shape. You have to place your toes underneath you. You have to push and extend. You have to get the right angle. It's a tricky skill. So I'm not going to push him too hard because this is one of those skills that you should learn over a good few months. And Broden's learnt this in like 35, 45 minutes. Yeah. So it's a bit rough.
What do you think that, like, when he's just working on stuff by himself, what should he work on? Should he just be working on a whip rebound?
Yes. Foundational stuff with banding. Like, you cannot skip through banding. Banding is one of those parts of your tumbling that is super dangerous, super scary, and super difficult. So make sure that you're working on your foundation stuff. So like whip, making sure that you have that control. They're consistent. They're all the same height. They're all the same length. Don't move on. Then you want to do your whip tucks until they're consistent. Whip lays, whip pulls, whip doubles, and then you want to move into your twisting and bounding out of your twisting skills. So even learning to do, it's very different, but doing like a tuck whip, that does help you learn to take up, spot the floor, adjust your angle, and then continue that momentum. But it's also hard because you still want that mid skill, like the tuck or the full or the double, to be carrying that momentum. You don't want to stall it, go up, come around, and then have to produce that momentum through the whip again. So you do want that momentum carrying through the skill. If you were to do a full whip double, the full and the whip should be the same height, and then the double should pop at the end. So it should technically go full, whip, double. Whereas a lot of people tend to go full, whip, double at the start of their like bounding journey. I personally did it. So you just have to learn to keep those structures tight through that momentum and carry all that momentum in the same like height and distance, which is tricky. Try your hardest when you're coming out of the full to pull your tummy in and over hollow, so when your toes come under, all you have to do is, because you're hollow, your chest is still upright, so you're not freaking yourself out. You're not coming through this really laid back shape. Your chest is still up over your toes, so kind of like piking in a sense, but you don't want to think piking down, okay? You want your pelvis to be tilted under, and you want to be really, really hollow, toes coming through, and then so that you can extend from this hollow shape from your toe through the whip. So really try and think long, full, tight structure, and then over hollow at the back end of it, toes under, and push and reach. Right. Stand tall, fast. Nice! Good! Definitely getting better. Definitely getting better. That last one Broden did was really good. He just still isn't quite committing to getting his toes underneath him. So he's going to give one more good red hot crack, full whip rebound, and then we'll probably call it quits. I don't want to put too much pressure on him today. It is a hard skill, like I said before. But he's doing unreal, and hopefully in the next video, he'll have a full whip dub ski.
That'd be nice.
That would be nice, wouldn't it, Broden?
Yeah.
I'm actually really impressed
100%
with the
of this.
progression. Some of the first ones before we started filming this video, oh my goodness gracious me. I feared for all of the ligaments in his knees.
And joints.
But, no, yeah.
Full commitment.
Double commitment.
I'm really impressed with that progress. I'm going to run him through some drills in like our own training, so that next video you guys see the progressions and see how well they work. Because if it's half an hour and a few little quick pointers,
It's a start.
I'm really impressed, bro. I'm really impressed.
Maybe after he does those drills in the next video, we can show you the drills that helped him the most.
I'll do a bounding. How about that? Like this video. Leave a comment below if you would like to see a bounding video.
But with drills.
With drills, like a good proper rundown of like how to practice your bounding. I mean, technically he did do a full whip full today, even though it was a bit disgusting.
He did do it.
Should I just send one more for the camera? Finish the video.
As long as it's kind of
As
nice
long
like
as it's
that.
pretty like that?
Yeah, prettier. A little bit prettier.
Okay, well, let's see what we got.
A lot bit prettier. We need it to be a lot bit prettier.
And after this, guys, we'll see
I
you in
got
the next
sweaty
video.
bits. That's what happens when you get nervous.
Okay. Momentum. Carry that full through, over rotate.
Full commitment.
Over, hold on, toes under, reach, and then big pop for the full. I believe in you. I believe in you.
Full commitment.
Stand tall, reach long.
Again! What the fuck? It does that twice now!
I actually,
Oh, that happened twice!
I actually heard that one from here.
See? That's happened twice.
Reach long, reach long, reach long.
That happened twice. It's
Yeah.
perfect. Like, look, man, it's right across the knuckles. It's like bad punishment. Like, for getting my arms up.
That's so funny. So driving through the
You
shelf.
gotta save it.
Wait, Roden, ready? When you do your full, make sure you try and hit the shelf. Like, reach
That
them
hurts.
up. Yeah. Try and hit the shelf in your full.
Okay.
This shelf may be what fixes it.
Yeah. On, bro, here you go. Hit that shelf. Stand tall. Stand tall. Shelf. Reach shelf. Oh my god, it worked. Oh my god. That was the best one we've done.
Commitment.
See you guys in the next video. Peace!
Like, subscribe, and comment.